hope everyone's having a great day today. Happy 4th. Let's talk about it. Vince Carter, aka Vinsanity. Last week he decided to retire from the NBA at the ripe age of 43 after 22 long seasons. And what has everybody talking right now is Vince a Hall of Famer? So I'm not gonna lie. I first thought he was too, like, while he was playing, especially his first, 10, 12 seasons. I was like, wow, Vince is amazing. No pun intended, half man, half amazing. But I was like, he's a superstar, he's a stud. But then after, that 10th to 12th season and to currently, you were like, it was like lackluster. He was averaging like under 10 points a game for many of the last 10 seasons. So but it did have me thinking. A lot of the pundits, the ESPNs of the world, the Fox Sports, were talking and say, some saying he is a Hall of Famer and some say he's not. He's in the very good Hall of Fame, you know what I mean? And but I've been thinking the last few days, that's why I waited to make the video. I think he's a Hall of Famer, and here's why. First off, Vince, he had a star-studded, college career as an All-American for the Tar Heels, North Carolina. So when he was drafted in '98, he was drafted by Golden State, and they traded his rights over to Toronto Raptors. And we all know they were a new young team in Canada. People really didn't follow them. The Raptors logo was the mascot. Let's be honest, it was terrible. But with Vince on the scene, I mean, he won Rookie of the Year his first year, averaging a little over 18 points a game. He was teamed up with his cousin Tracy McGrady. I wish they would have stayed together. But just looking at his career just in Toronto, he played 7 seasons to the '04 season. So '98 to the '04 season until he went to New Jersey. He averaged about a little over 23 points a game, and throughout his career, he appeared in 8 All-Star team selections, and he was a 2-time, All-NBA selection. So, I mean, let's be honest, just doing that, I mean, I think that deserves Hall of Fame, to be considered, right? And two, the dunk contest in the year 2000. I mean, we've never seen something like that. It was actually, it was definitely compared to when Jordan and Dominique had the dunk contest in the late 80s. But I think with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon, their dunk contest kind of surpassed Vince Carter. But let's be honest, we've never seen a dunker like that. I think Vince is arguably the best dunker of all time. I don't know who's better than him in dunking, but he was a scoring machine as a 2 guard. He was definitely compared to Kobe Bryant, because first he was compared to Jordan. Like, is he gonna be like the next Jordan-esque? And I was like, wow, I think he can be. But then you were like, okay, is he gonna be a Kobe Bryant? And I think he didn't measure up to it. I think after he left Toronto, and he had some great seasons too with New Jersey, playing with Jason Kidd, Kenyon Martin. But I think I don't know. I think, everybody says you need to win a championship. I agree with that. But there's players that didn't win a championship that are in the Hall of Fame. You have, we have Yao Ming, we have T-Mac, we have Grant Hill. They're in the Hall of Fame. They didn't win any titles, but they were really good players. Great, I don't know. I love T-Mac, but I would have put him in the Hall of Fame? Probably not. Me personally, I don't think T-Mac belongs in the Hall of Fame. He's a damn good player, freaking scorer. We all know what he could do. T-Mac would jump out the gym. He could score on anybody, especially in the early 2000s. And then when he started getting injured in his Rocket years in the mid 2000s, then I was kind of like, he's okay. He's not. He kind of fell off a little bit with the injuries. But I think if they can make the Hall of Fame, I mean, and I hate to compare and say, well, Vince Carter can make it too, but I definitely think he's Hall of Fame material, and I think he deserves to be in there, and I think he will get in. And let's talk about the 2000 Olympics, right, in Sydney. Won a gold medal, and not just even that, he was on the team with KG, was it Jason Kidd, Tim Duncan. He had some great players alongside of him, but he was the leading scorer, guys. of that Olympics. So I think that means something. and again, I know we've been hearing this a lot lately. When someone gets into the Hall of Fame, we say they didn't win a championship. Are they Hall of Famers? I don't think they're Hall of Famers, but it's the Basketball Hall of Fame, not the NBA Hall of Fame. So we got to keep that in mind too, because there's other players I want to talk about that do belong in the Hall of Fame, that has been put to the side. But that's for another video, another story, another topic, another time. But again, shout out to Vince Carter, man. Great career. I think a lot of people said he should have retired 10 seasons ago. Now looking back, probably so. I think if he retired maybe 10 years ago, he would have first ballot Hall of Famer, because his numbers said it. And then once he started like floating to like the Dallases of the world, the Memphises of the world, the Atlanta Hawks of the world, in Orlando as well too, when he played with them, he was mediocre. He was that role player that will come off the bench for about maybe say 15 minutes. He'll give you a few 3-pointers. Vince Carter was never a defender. He played his role, which is good. And then when he got older in his mid-30s, he became that locker room guy for the young guys, especially going to Atlanta. He didn't need to play no more, but he was there just to kind of mentor the young players. Look at Trae Young. Trae Young loved this guy. So I think it was definitely time for him to retire a long time ago, but doing it now, especially with the whole pandemic and the coronavirus, Atlanta's not going nowhere. They're not even in the bubble in Orlando, right, for the tournament that's going to be taking place, and hopefully it does happen, but again, we still don't even know. It's a day-by-day thing. But I think Vince, he stayed. Obviously, it wasn't for the money. He was probably getting minimum salary, so he wasn't doing it for the money. Love of the game, but to see him retire, it's kind of good now to see him kind of go the way he's gonna go. I know he'll probably get into broadcasting, and he'll be a great analyst. He's a student of the game, and he could teach a lot of the game to the young players. And what else can I say about Vince that I'm kind of leaving out, guys? I definitely want to hear you guys in the discussion in the comment section to tell me, why you think he is a Hall of Famer and why you think he's not a Hall of Famer. But I mean, Lord have mercy, he jumped over Frederick Weiss. I mean, just off of that, you're a Hall of Famer. We've never seen it. I know, you got people doing it now. You had Nate Robinson do it in the dunk contest, but I know that was the dunk contest. But still, I mean, he did it in a game setting, and wow. But I know a lot of people say he didn't live up to his potential because they compared him to Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and I think it's not fair because, I mean, you compared Kobe with Mike, and Mike had 6 rings, Kobe had 5, Kobe wanted 6 or 7, and again, Vince Carter had 0. So let's take him out the conversation comparing him to those guys. But I think his potential was very high. He didn't reach it, but that does not make him not become a Hall of Famer in the NBA. And I just really want to hear what you guys think, and I might be missing something, but I really look back at his those 7 seasons, his 7 seasons in Toronto. No one ever thought of Toronto as even a basketball team. He made Air Canada, to what it is. Toronto, I mean, yeah, Kawhi came in that one season, he won a championship, and I mean, he did great. But I mean, Vince Carter's Vince Carter, and I'm hearing people even talking about having a statue of Vince in front of the arena. I mean, that would be great. I mean, without Vince Carter, there is no Toronto Raptors. They probably would have went down the drain if they didn't have him. But wow, I'm just like having this video, talking to you guys. I'm like reminiscing of the 2001 playoff game against Philly, and Vince missed that last shot to. It was either to go to overtime or win the game, so they can go to the next series. And obviously, we all know that Philly won, and that's when they went to the championship that year, and they lost to the Lakers 4-1. Iverson, obviously, that was his MVP year. But Vince Carter, man, he was a hell of a player, hell of a talent. Again, 8-time All-Star, 2-time NBA selection, All-NBA selection, college, All-American. from Florida. So Tracy McGrady is his cousin. His credentials are there. I hope he gets in. I'm rooting for him, and I just know he's gonna do some more great things. I would love to see him coach, and I think he'll be a hell of a coach. So let's see. I think this story is not ending yet, but just to see him too. The last thing I'm gonna leave you guys with, Vince was, what was he? The oldest player to play for 4 different decades. He played in the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, and 2020 he just retired to hit 43 years old. My young life, I haven't seen that. I remember we thought it was old when we were watching Robert Parrish, when he stayed in the NBA. I was like, damn, he's old, but again, to Vince Carter, man, thank you for the great highlights, and we want to see what you do next. But again, guys, is he a Hall of Famer? I think he is, but it was tough though. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough because I was looking at his first 12 seasons in New Jersey and Toronto. I was like, yeah, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. But then the pundits had me started thinking like maybe not. But then I was like, let me stand on my own too and really do my research and really understand, because I get it, numbers matter, yeah, they do, but all sports fans, the intelligent sports fans, is called the eye test, and I know you guys heard of that a lot. The eye test says he is. My eye test was like, I don't know what his vertical was, his jumping ability. I know he was probably 45 easily, and I remember he played in the Rucker. It was one year when he first got into the league, probably the late 90s, I think, and he played in the Gauchos gym in the Bronx. Oh my God, I seen it on video. I wish I was there to see it live in person. And every time he did a crazy dunk, people went nuts. But man, Vince Carter's that guy, man. I wish he would have won some championships. He deserved it, but everybody doesn't. If everybody could win a championship wouldn't be special, right? It's like if everybody was rich wouldn't be rich. It would just be a thing to be a millionaire. But again, guys, thanks for the support. Subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more videos coming. I'm just excited to be in front of you guys and kind of give you my perspective and tell you what I think of, the sports world and the news world, because I love news as well too. So politics, things like that. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace and love. I'm out.